Welcome to Longer Yoga. My name is Carrie and welcome to today's practice. Today we're going to be focusing on our core activation. And so we are going to be doing a lot of front abdominal work, our side obliques, and even into our back, because our core really wraps around our whole body, right? That's that whole midsection. And it's really important to continue to work our core, not just to have flat abs, but to really, this is our support. This is what helps hold us upright. This is where, when we're sitting all day long, having a strong core can help to alleviate some of that back pain and things like that. So, all right, so let's go ahead and just start by sitting, just find a comfortable seat on your mat. Let's come into this moment of being here for the next several minutes as we work through this sequence. And if you're comfortable, you can go ahead and close down your eyes. And let's just start to take some long, intentional breaths. Again, coming into the moment, inhaling through your nose. And exhaling through the nose. And let's continue like this for several more times. Thanking yourself for taking the time for yourself today, for showing up on your mat. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Do that 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose. Final round. Inhale through the nose. This time maybe a big exhale, sigh out the mouth. All right, go ahead and open your eyes and meet me on your back. So plant your feet, the soles of your feet flat on the mat, your knees bent. And actually we're gonna want our feet close together. And let's open ourselves up into this butterfly position, okay? We're gonna do some clamshells. I think that's what they're called. There's a bunch of variations for names, but I'm gonna call them clamshells. And we are going to, let's see, on the inhale, we're gonna come down. On the exhale, we're gonna bring our knees together. And when we're bringing our knees up, and even when we're coming down, really imagine engaging all of this core region right here between your hips, down into the groin, along the low back, along the sides, really activating that all up, okay? And we're gonna do this for several times, really starting to activate that deep inner core there, okay? So we're gonna inhale to prepare, and on the exhale, we're gonna slowly activating that core. Imagine those hips are coming together, bring together the knees, and we're gonna inhale it all the way back down, nice and slow. And exhale it back up. Hopefully you're feeling a little bit in your core. Inhaling it back down, nice and slow. Engaging that core, your back, your sides, your abs. Inhale it back down. And let's do this 5 more times. Really start to get that core warmed up. Exhaling back up. Inhaling down. Exhaling back up. You might notice your legs might start to wobble a little bit. That's okay. We're activating all that energy in there. Keep that core engaged. Really press pressing those abdominals into the low back. Inhaling it up. Exhaling back down. I think I have that backwards. I want to I want to exhale it up as we're activating it. And we're going to want to inhale it back down. And let's do 2 more times. I think I lost count. Open it up. And last time, exhaling it up. And inhaling it back down. And let that go. Just sit here for a moment. Imagine, just think about what you're feeling here. Are you starting to feel your core being activated? Start to use all of those muscles in there. Let's go ahead and plant our feet and come up into a seated position. And let's get into some boat postures, Navasana. Okay, so to start with, let's have our legs nice and long in front of us. You can keep them bent. Let's go ahead and make sure your sits bones are nice and firmly planted into the ground, into the mat. Roots are going down, that tailbone really pulling down with the crown of your head pulling up. Get that nice length in your spine. So in boat, we're really wanting that length. We're not going to try to round. We really want to keep that integrity of the spine to keep the core, the low back activated, okay? And when you're ready, let's go ahead and lift up both feet. Now you can have your hands behind your thighs. You can keep your hands out in front and even straighten out those legs. As long as you're keeping that integrity of that length in the spine, that's really what we're focusing on here, engaging that core, pulling that belly button in nice and tight. And let's hold here for 3 breaths. And I'm shaking because I'm using my muscles, all that energy in there. All right, and let's go ahead and we're going to lower almost all the way down to the ground, engaging that core and lifting back up, okay? Use your hands behind your thighs to help you if you need to. That is perfectly okay. We're going to go down, engage that core, lifting back up. Let's do that 3 more times. We're going to go down, up, and down, and up. 2 more. Down, and up. And final time, we're going to go down and up. That one was getting kind of hard there. Okay. And let's hold this boat pose once again. 3 breaths. And go ahead and put the feet back down onto the mat. Let your hands behind you. And let's just windshield wiper the legs a little bit. Maybe a little bit of that tension. Start to build it up a little bit in the hips, into those hip flexors and everything. And let's go ahead and make your way into a tabletop position. And I did forget to mention at the very beginning that you are going to want 1 block if you have it. So I apologize for that. Go ahead and pause the video if you need to go grab yourself a block. All right, and when you're ready, go ahead and meet me back in a tabletop position. And let's do a couple of cat-cows. We're just going to drop that belly, lifting the chest, and we're going to exhale and round that back. And inhaling, dropping the belly. Exhaling, rounding the back. And 1 more time, drop that belly. And let's go ahead and round that back. Meet me in a neutral tabletop position. Extend your right leg back behind you and drop the ball of the foot onto the mat. And push into your hands and gently give yourself a nice push, leaning back into that back leg. We're going to get a nice stretch along the back side of that leg. And we'll hold here for 2 breaths. come back forward, lift that back leg, extend it across the left side of the body. And once again, push into your hands and lean back into the ball of that foot, getting a side stretch to this leg, to the side, the right side body, and your right hip. And let's hold for 2 breaths. Swing that leg back up and swing the leg back behind you again. And this time we're gonna cross that foot out to the right side. And because I have a piece of furniture right behind me, I am going to go to the side this way. We are going to swing that right foot out to the right, plant the foot, the sole of the foot on the mat. Your left foot is going to be directly behind you. And just lean back just a little bit and inhale your arms up for gate pose, okay? So we're inhaling up, and let's go ahead and exhale over to the right side. Your hand coming to your thigh, maybe your side of your shin right here. And watch for your shoulders. You don't want it sinking way down like this. Really open it up, getting a nice side body stretch here. One more breath here. And this is where you may want your block. Go ahead and windmill your hands up over to the left side and plant the left hand onto the block, okay? And we're going to lift the right leg straight up. You can even engage, bringing those toes towards your knees. Lift your right arm up above for half moon pose. Try not to sink into that shoulder, but really lifting up out of it, gauging your core to really help hold you up in this posture. And bring that foot all the way back down, come back to gate, and sit back and meet me in a tabletop position. Let's go ahead and do a couple cat-cow barrel rolls, just rolling the hips, getting a little bit of looseness into the hips there. Go the other way. There you go. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and bring our left foot all the way back behind us. Let's go ahead and lift it up for just a moment, engaging your core in this process to hold it up. Drop that left foot, come to the ball of your feet, or the ball of that foot. Press into your hands and gently push and lean back. Get a nice stretch into that left leg there. And let's hold that for 2 breaths. And come back forward, lift up that left leg, cross it over the right side of the body. Come up still on onto the ball of that foot, press into the hands and lean back, giving a nice side stretch into that leg, to the left side body, into that left hip, holding for 2 breaths. And lift that left leg, swing it out to the left side. Once again, I am going to move out so that you can see, and so I'm not in the midst of my TV console back there. All right, so we're going to swing that left foot out to the left side, planting the sole of the foot onto the mat. Lean back just for a moment, and inhale, come all the way up, arms up overhead into our gate pose. Hold for just a breath. And let's inhale our hand, our left hand out to our left leg, and lean gently over to the side, getting a side stretch on the right side body, engaging the core, really using the core, your side muscles, your ab muscles, your back to hold you in place. Just another breath. And windmill your arms up and over. Plant that left hand down onto the mat or the block if you have one. And pushing up out of that arm so you're not sinking into the shoulder. Lifting up that left leg. Whew. Raising the right arm up above. Look forward, look down, look up. And let's hold this using your core, the entire core, to help hold you up in this half moon posture. One more breath. And drop that foot. Bring your hands back out in front of you. Gently lean back and come back into a cat-cow position, our tabletop position, for just a moment. And let's just do another couple of rounds of cat-cow. Again, getting some looseness into our core, into our hips. All right, from here, you're still gonna want the block. And this time, we're gonna come into some down dog planks variations that we're going to be doing. And we're gonna take the block and nestle it up in between your thighs. So when we're going into a down dog and then a plank, we are going to be focusing on squeezing those thighs together to hold the block. At the same time, that's gonna help activate those abdominals way down deep. So imagine all of that's activated your core. You're really focusing on squeezing the thighs together. All right, so with that block in between the thighs, and just, you know, when we're going into down dog, because you've got that block between your thighs, your feet are gonna be fairly close together, okay? If you don't have a block, that's fine. Just imagine that you're trying to squeeze everything. And from here, let's just come into a down dog position. Get your bearings for just a moment and squeeze those thighs together. Kind of start to feel the activation of your core, those low abdominals, your thighs, the back side of the body. And on your next inhale, let's come forward into a plank position, squeezing the thighs, activating that entire core region, low abdominals, the side, the back. And let's hold here for 2 more breaths. Using the power of your core, really engage and come back into our downward facing dog. And let's just sigh for a minute, let it relax. Gauge those thighs back up again, the core, and come forward into our plank. Hold for 3 breaths. And come back into our downward facing dog. You can release that for just 1 breath. And engage, squeeze the thighs together, really activating everything. And come forward into our plank. And back into downward facing dog. Let's just sit here for a moment. Drop the knees, remove the block. So that's a great exercise you can do anytime. Just grab that block and go into those planks because the planks with the block, you can just start to feel how much that gets activated. And let's go ahead and make our way in onto our bellies. Bring your forearms out in front of you into Sphinx pose. So your elbows just under your shoulders. Let's inhale and bring our chest forward as though we're bringing it through that gate of our arms. Again, dropping that pubic bone down, the tops of the thighs, the tops of the feet, activating everything. The core, bringing that belly button up. And let's just hold here. 2 breaths. And go ahead and drop your hands, rest your forehead on top of your hands for a moment. And we're gonna come into some Superman movements. The first one is we are going to place our hands on the back of our glutes, right? You know, think about your high pockets right there, right? So where if you lift your leg, you can really start to feel the muscles activating. And I want you to do this, so what we're gonna do is we are going to raise one leg at a time as we start to engage these low back muscles, okay? And I want you to feel which muscles are activating when you lift your leg, okay? So on an inhale, let's lift our right leg up, and you would want to feel your right glute activating, not the left glute, okay? If you're feeling the opposite glute activate, then you're overcompensating on both sides, and I used to do this a lot from low back injuries from years ago, right? So let's drop that right leg, let's sit here and hold it for a while. And let's do the same on the left side. So let's inhale and engage, lift the left leg up. You're wanting to feel that left glute activate, not the right side, right? And no problem if you do. It's just one thing to work on, to how can I not how can I activate the glute of the leg I'm using. So drop that left leg, and let's go ahead and do that. We're gonna lift the right leg, and exhale it down. Lift the left leg, exhale it down. Inhale the right leg, exhale it down. Inhale left leg, exhale it down. Inhale the right, and down, left, and down, right, down, left, down. One more time. Right, down, and left, down. And go ahead and bring your hands back underneath your head. Drop the forehead for just a moment. Give your hips a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. So that's a great exercise to activate that low back and the back side of your core muscles, and also to start feeling how your body's working, right? So functional movements is where we're really trying to use the right muscles in the right way, okay? And so from here, we are going to extend our, move my stuff out of the way. Extend our hands nice and long in front of us. Extend our legs nice and long behind us. And this time we're going to raise the opposite arm and opposite leg, okay? So we're gonna raise our right arm, left leg, and down, left arm, right leg, and down. And same thing, try to feel what muscles are being activated when you're doing this. Okay, so again, let's get ourselves into that nice posture, your pubic bone really pushing down, tops of your thighs, tops of your feet, activating that core, really pulling that belly button up towards the back. And on an inhale, we're gonna raise up the right arm, the left leg, exhale it down, and inhale, left arm, right leg, exhale it down, and let's continue to do this. Inhale up, right arm, left leg, exhale it down, inhale left arm, right leg, exhale it down, and continue. Let's inhale up and down, up and down, up and down, and up and down. A couple more times. Up on the right arm, left leg, left arm, right leg. One more time each side. Right arm, left leg, and left arm, right leg, and drop it down. Rest your hands on the top of your hands, or put your hands underneath your forehead. Rest your forehead on top of your hands. Give your hips a little wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And we're going to extend our arms out nice and long again, getting that abdominal muscles, that belly button coming up towards the back, and really pressing down through the pubic bone, tops of the thighs, into the tops of the feet, activating everything This time we're gonna raise everything up, okay? So on an inhale, both arms, both legs come up. You don't need to go up very high. Just hold, 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 and down. And inhale, everything comes up again. And exhale it down. Inhale, everything comes up. And down. 2 more times. Inhale up and down. And final time, let's inhale it up. And this time let's hold for 2 full breaths. Activating, engaging, and exhale it down. Palms of your hands underneath your forehead. Go ahead and wiggle, wiggle, wiggle the hips. And let's rest here for just 1 moment. Tuck our toes, make our way back into a wide-legged child's pose for just 1 breath here. Walk your hands over to the right, get a nice side body stretch. 1 breath here. And walk over to the left for side body stretch on the right side. And 1 breath here. Come back through center, 1 final breath in child's pose. And go ahead and make your way into a seated posture. Okay. Let's close down our eyes for just this last couple moments. Let's come back into that breathing, intentional breathing, inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth, or through the nose, sorry. Got ahead of myself. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose. And this time, let's give a big sigh out the mouth. Thank yourself for showing up today for that very short but intense core activation, quick yoga flow today. Yeah, let me know what you're thinking in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear what you want to see more of, what you want to really learn more about, especially as it pertains to yoga, of course. And if you're liking my channel, I'd love for you to subscribe, like it, share it if you've got someone that you think would really benefit from any of my videos, and definitely check out the rest of my library. There's a whole bunch of different variety of things in there. Everything from short 10 minutes all the way up to a nice longer 30-minute flows. I'd love to hear from you as always. So thank you for joining me today here at Belong Yoga.